So today I thought that we could do a little bit more of my makeup collection, and we're gonna take a quick break from eyeshadows and we're gonna talk about some of my face palettes. So if this is your first time on my channel, I already have part 1 of foundations, part 1 of eyeshadows, and this more than likely will be part 1 of my face palettes. So I decided to go ahead and start with brands that I feel like I have some of the largest collections of when it comes to face palettes. And I figured that we would go ahead and start with Anastasia Beverly Hills today. If you love makeup collection videos, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. So don't forget to subscribe for more. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started and see what all I have here. So the first thing that I have from Anastasia's collection, I want to say that this is probably the first thing I ever purchased from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is her contour kit. Now, she had one of the first, if not the first, contour kits on the market for consumers and not just for like makeup artists. And I remember I would go to Sephora like daily and ask if this was in stock because it was never in stock. At the time, I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I thought it was so bomb. I had no idea how to contour when I bought this, but since then, so many contour palettes have come out. And I no longer think that this is, you know, the best one. It's not bad. The quality of it is still good and it still holds up now. But I definitely think that with like the Kat Von D, and there's just some other contour palettes that are a little bit better on the market. But I did hunt for this like no other. Then I picked up the cream contour kit. And I want to say, I don't know, I know that her packaging has changed. I don't know if this is the new packaging or the old packaging. I'm not 100% sure. And this is in the shade light, and the contour kit should be in the shade. When I purchased it, there was no other shade range available. She added them later on. So this is basically the same version of the powder contour essentially. It's just the cream version, and I don't reach for this that much at all. I use it here and there, and these are a little bit harder to blend, and these are definitely products that you want to blend with an oil. And I do think that, again, there are some better cream contours that have hit the market. Every chance I get, I throw shade at this glow kit. This is the Anastasia Glow Kit, and I want to say that this one is just the glow kit. This is the one that she released for holiday 2016, and in my opinion, this is the worst one that she's ever come out with. It's wearable, it's workable, but it is not the same formulation as any of the other highlighter palettes that she has come out with. And I do think that the quality of this one just does not hold a candle to the other ones that I am about to show you in just a few minutes. But I did love her highlighters, even though I had heard mixed things about this highlighter palette. When I purchased it, I was just like, there's no way. I'm such a lover of her highlighters that I just kind of felt that there was no freaking way that I wasn't gonna love this, but guess what? I did not love it. And then the most recent addition to my Anastasia collection is the Anastasia and Nicole Guerrero highlighter palette. And I do like this one. I do think that it's not as glittery as the Ultimate Glow Kit, but it definitely has a little bit of glitter in it. Now, if you really work it into the skin, it can look really pretty on the cheeks. It will provide high shine, definite high shine. It's a good palette, and I like Nicole Guerrero, and I was happy to purchase it, and I was happy to have it in my collection. I don't think it's as smooth and as buttery as her other highlighter palettes, but still good. I do have all 3 of her glow kits. I don't think that any of these are available anymore. I think Sun Dipped might be available. I did take all of these out of the packaging. So this is the Sun Dipped. I'm just gonna show you the packaging. This is the Sun Dipped. This is That Glow, which was one of the original ones. And then the Gleam is also another one of her original ones. And if you guys want to take a sec to see which colors came in each one. Because like I mentioned, I did actually depot all of them and just kind of throw them in this Makeup Forever tin, because these are some of my favorite highlighters, and I liked having the ability to have them all next to each other. So I basically took all of the highlighters out of those glow kits and I just kind of threw them in here, and I have no idea which highlighters go with which glow kits, but I just love these highlighters. I think that they're absolutely beautiful, and I think that they are worth it. All right guys, and another brand that I have a pretty decent amount of face products from is Tarte. So I have, over the last 3 years, I have gotten all of their blush palettes that they have released for the holidays. So this being the oldest one, packaging on this was just so big and so bulky, but these are absolutely worth the money. So during holiday time, I definitely recommend picking one of these up. I do think that they are worth the investment, and they're always really, really good quality. Of course, not all packaging is created equally. So this one is from 3 holidays ago. And then from there we have the one that is from 2 holidays ago, which is this guy right here. And again, they're just really good, really nice quality. When it comes to their blush palettes, at least in the holiday collection, I do feel like the quality of these are as good as the ones that come individually. And unfortunately, that cannot be said for all products, especially during holiday releases. And then the next one is the one that was released holiday of 2016. I reached for this one a ton. I feel like this is every blush that you would ever need. You have spring and summer up here. You have more winter and fall down here. And I actually need to pull this back out because I actually really did love this one. Okay, so then we have the Tarte Skin Twinkle palette. And I want to say that this one came out with the Rainforest of the Sea collection. So by this point, my YouTube channel had already started. I do like both of these highlights. Still to this day, do not really understand the purpose of this guy in the middle, because to me, it's absolutely useless. And this was nice. This was really nice. I think I reviewed this one on my channel as well. I'm not 100% sure if I did. And I want to say that I've heard people say that the newer ones are better, but I am not buying any more highlighter palette. This is also, I want to say, from their Rainforest of the Sea collection. I honestly don't remember. This is a color correcting palette, or maybe this came out when all of the color correcting craze happened. And you can see I've used this a ton. Like, I've hit pan on 2 of the shades, and I'm very close to hitting pan on the other 2. And then these 2 shades right here, I just don't use. I haven't reached for this much lately, and I honestly need to reach for it again because I actually really do like this. I mean, you can really tell. I'm still thinking about doing a project pan, so maybe I can put this in a project pan before it goes bad, since it is cream and I've had it for a decent amount of time. Powders I'm a little bit more whatever with. And then this is the Tarteist contouring palette, and I actually really liked this contouring palette. This contouring palette does not get enough love, I feel like, on YouTube. They've come out with 3 different versions of this one since, or maybe even 4 at this point. And I like this one. It comes with a blush. It comes with, you know, this is a really nice cool tone bronzer, and I like it. I use this one a lot. Tarte is one of those brands that they are just, if they could just be consistent, I do think that they put out a lot of really good stuff. And this is another palette. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. Now, my gripe with this, I like half the palette. So a couple of the highlighters are super chunky, super shimmery. Then the other 2, I think Stunner and I think Strobe are the 2 that I really like. And the actual contour shade is actually really nice in here as well. But it also really annoys me that they have a cream product in here that isn't covered, and it just causes, it's just like chaos waiting to happen. But I do really like the packaging of this, aside from the fact that it is now completely filthy. You can always tell products that I use versus products that I don't use. Even though I have a lot in my collection, it doesn't look like I use them. If they're dirty, I use them. So you can definitely tell I get some use out of this. I need to put this one back out too because I want to remember to use that. And then I have this Tarte Park Avenue Princess. I think this is a contour highlighting and blush duo. Early on in my YouTube, or not even in my YouTube career, but when I really stepped outside of solely MAC makeup, I did go through an entire Park Avenue Princess bronzer. And I liked it, but it's not my favorite anymore. The highlighter in this is really pretty, and you guys already know I really, really like Tarte blushes. So this is a really pretty blush as well. It's a little light, but it's a good palette. I always pick up these palettes a lot of times when they're on sale, because I want to say I got this one for like 15 bucks. This is a more recent one to my collection. It hasn't even been opened yet. This is the Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle Double Duty Beauty palette. This is an Ulta exclusive, and like I said, I haven't even opened this one yet. So it's a full-size bronzer and a full-size highlight. The bronzer is in, I'm sorry, it's a contour and highlight, and they don't have names. It looks like a really nice cool tone highlighter or contour, and I typically like Tarte's highlighters. So for the most part. This one doesn't look like one that's going to be overly chunky, so I think I probably will like this one. We're going to talk about a couple more, and then we're going to bring this guy to a close. I know for sure I have one more Becca palette, but I cannot find it. So this is the Becca Blush with Light. This is a blush palette. It comes with Wisteria, Songbird, and Snapdragon. And if you have never tried Becca blushes are beautiful. They're definitely worth checking out. They are a little bit on the pricier side, so whenever you can get palettes like this, I always say go for it. Now, a lot of people say that Becca just recycles their products or their blushes and their highlighters and things like that, and just puts different names on them. I've never really sat down and taken the time to figure that out or to see if that is actually true, but they do make beautiful blushes, and they also make really beautiful highlights. I don't know, maybe that I have them all out, I'll kind of look into that and kind of see. This is the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Collection palette, and I love this. I don't reach for it a lot because, not that I don't love it and don't think it's worth reaching for a lot, but I feel like this one is a little bit more of a collector's piece, and I don't want it to like run out. I know that that's such a silly reason not to use makeup. I love this blush right here. We have Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop. I have Champagne Pop in a full size. I never really felt the need to buy Prosecco Pop in the full size. These blushes are absolutely gorgeous. The blushes that it comes with are Rose Quartz, Amaretto, and Pamplemousse. I really thought that this was a well-made, well-done palette, and I'm super happy to have that in my collection. This is the Becca and Chrissy Teigen palette, and apparently this is supposed to be just essentially kind of like a recycled version of Jaclyn Hill's palette. I did a video comparing the two. I didn't notice a lot of similarities, but then when I went back and watched other people's videos, I wasn't comparing like the correct shades to one another, I guess. Anyway, I guess that's neither here nor there. The bronzer. This bronzer is stunning. I love this bronzer. This is my favorite thing out of this palette. The highlighters are too dark for me, but again, this is the Becca and Chrissy Teigen palette. And then because limited edition is only limited edition for so long in the Becca realm of things, this is the Becca and another collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. This has Pearl, Champagne Pop, and Blush Copper. Everything in this palette at one point was supposed to be limited edition, and I want to say everything in this palette now is part of their permanent collection. They really know how to market and make us buy things. Honestly, if this hadn't had Jaclyn Hill's name on it, I probably would not have purchased it, if I'm being completely honest. I am a supporter of Jaclyn Hill. I really, really like her. Everything that I have ever purchased that Jaclyn Hill has recommended, with the exception of Morphe, because I don't really purchase Morphe, I feel like has always worked for me, and more often than not, it has been good recommendations. So I like this palette. I have the two Benefit Cheek Parade palettes. I have the Cheekathon and I have the Cheek Parade. Now, when this palette came out, I talked about it and I raved about it on my channel. I still stand by it. I still love it. I've never tried the individual Benefit box blushes, but a lot of people say that the formulation of these are completely different than the actual full size. I love this. I thought they were really good quality. So if this is really good quality, I can only imagine the actual quality of their box blushes. I have Hoola in the full size box, but nothing else, because I don't really like their packaging. I think it's really annoying. So I thought this was a good way for me to test them all out. And then I more recently picked this guy up, but I have not used it yet. And yes, it's a little bit silly because the blushes in here are pretty much identical, except for in the new version you get California and Hoola Light, and buying these individually was pretty much the exact same price as if I had purchased those two individually. So I kind of thought to myself, might as well. And I really like these, and I think that the quality of these are really good. I will probably never buy one of the box blushes to truly compare, because they would be a pain up in the butt to store. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it. If you enjoy makeup collection videos, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me if you would take the time out to subscribe if you're watching this video for the very first time, or any of my videos for the first time. It would mean so much to me if you actually would take the time out to hit that subscribe button and give this video, like I mentioned, a thumbs up if you want to see more makeup collection videos. This is in no way, shape, or form bragging about my makeup collection. You guys have asked me to see it, and I purchased every last thing in my makeup collection videos myself. I mean, my mom might have purchased one or two things, but all of this was purchased with my hard-earned money. And yeah, so Again, you don't need a makeup collection like this. A lot of this I purchased before YouTube, and one day I'll give you kind of the backstory behind my YouTube channel, and then a lot of this I purchased since my YouTube channel because I want to be able to review and talk about products for you guys. So yes, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.